Welcome to Behind the Boot, a Louisiana sports podcast. Your favorite weekly show bringing you the latest news in Saints, Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and more. Enjoy the show.
What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Boot, man. Your favorite weekly Louisiana sports podcast. Back again with my co-hosts Dan and Jerrette. I feel like I say this at the beginning of every single episode, but it has been another interesting week, especially in the Pelicans fronts of things. I think that's where we're gonna keep the focus at. Before we actually get into it, I think it'll be worse to just bringing up the little bit of Saints news that we got. Saints are running it back with Pete Carmichael as the offensive coordinator. I think it's good news. Pretty much more of the same. I mean, nothing really to unpack there because we kind of know what to expect. But congrats to Pete. I'm interested to see what we do, once back up, we'll be able to start diving deep in stuff again. But I just want to talk about what everybody else been talking about, man. So Pelicans been having a real interesting week. I'm gonna dive right into it. We had the whole debacle earlier today with the Zion news. Christian Clark basically put out an article talking about Zion potentially needing understood was old news. That's what we knew after the second evaluation when he was cleared initially, and then they, took him back down to rehabbing again. I thought that's what we knew already. It just seemed really weird that the Pelicans organization in general has been, I don't know, just real fishy when it comes to the whole Zion deal. You know what I mean? So my question, I'm gonna start with Dan. My question is, do you think we'll see Zion this season? And if not, what do you think some of the reasons will be? Because I'm starting to think it's more than just a simple injury.
As I tweeted before, like I said, I am definitely in the wagon of we probably won't see him this year. I really hope not, but it's really going to look that way. But if I had to guess, it just depends on, how healthy is he? Is he going to be 100? Like, it's just going to be a conditioning issue? Like, how long will it take them to get started? Because if he just come back for the last 10 games, I don't see the point. You know what I'm saying? Unless we get into the playoffs. But if not, I mean, if he's ready right after the All-Star break to go, then I say play him, With all leave us 25 games left. So I don't know where we at right now, what the actual standings is, but the All-Star break is next weekend, right? Well, next week. So they'll play Thursday night, and then they'll be off until probably next Monday, the following.
Yeah, and I think that even let's say even if we weren't in the play-in race, if he was available, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to see.
Let's just see what we got.
That's number one. And then number two, from a coaching and front office standpoint, you want, even if it's not going to be much, you want some type of data on what these dudes look like on side of Zion. You want some data on certain rotations with him on and off the floor. There's reasons to want him back, even if it is just in preparation for next season. But it's just a lot of conflicting stuff, and I feel like the team has never even attempted to clear it up. So we talked about the Christian Clark thing. I wanted to point out that Jeff Duncan, he also did a article basically saying how he truly believes Zion will be back after the All-Star break. Um, and obviously Jeff Duncan is, he's a columnist for Time. He has credentials. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just some dude talking out his ass. Even if he might be talking out his ass, I believe that those people, when they do that, they make those statements and they write those articles based on insider info. So I'm gonna go to you, Jerrette. Like, how likely is it? Pretty much same question that I had for Dan. How likely is it that he comes back, and what do you think the reasoning could be? Like, and obviously we just speculating, but what do you think the reason could be for why there's, one minute Christian Clark writing a article about how he need a second surgery, and then literally an hour later, Jeff Duncan got the article about how we're gonna see him. He's back in New Orleans. We're gonna see him after the All-Star break. He's very hopeful that we'll have all of that stuff. Like, what do you think could be going on behind the curtain?
My opinion, this could be kind of like a smoke screen from Griff, because let's face it, and this is just my opinion. I'm just speculating myself, but Griff is the type of guy to put out articles or to give insight to a columnist or reporter just just for him to put out an agenda. Like he could have very well set up this Jeff Duncan column and say, "Hey Jeff, put this out because we got a lot of smoke right now around the team. Everybody's maybe figuring out that what if Zion don't come back? That's you're losing money because people, let's face it, when they first bought season tickets, they was hoping to see Zion, which he told all of us he was supposed to come back beginning of the season, right? Never happened. So now he could have very well said, we need something to get to put out the fire, because every Pels Twitter, Bleacher Report, everywhere that I saw Pels talk, everyone was basically saying he's done. He's not coming back. Griff is bullshitting us like he always does. He was supposed to do another update this week at the end of the week, like he said the other week at his press conference. Still nothing yet. This can very well be a Griff thing right here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is my thing. So at the beginning of the season, there was incentive to lie. You know what I mean? Like obviously, you want to sell season tickets. Season ticket holders are more likely to buy when they think they see in Zion Williamson. You know what I mean? So there was incentive there. He's put out little bogus articles with rumors and stuff around the team in the past, leading into the trade deadline to, make other teams think that people are interested in smoke around them. You know what I mean? Like there's situations like that where you have incentive to lie. But at this point, I feel like anybody who actually follows the team, like, and I mean from a fan perspective, not like following as a journalist, but anybody who actually watches every game, I know for me and most people who I see like on Pell's Twitter, we are under the assumption that we just not gonna see him. Like we have gave up any hope that we're going to see him. So like I don't think any damage will be done if you just come out and say like, look, we reassessed the situation. It didn't progress like we thought. He out for the season. We just shutting it down for the year. He's gonna come back, focus on being back at the start of next year. You know what I mean? And I feel like that would change nothing across the fan base. Now, obviously, that would start up a bunch of like the national media with Joel Embiid. I know people bring up that situation with Joel all the time. I saw somebody earlier tweet, which was I wish I could like shout out the handle. I just can't remember who it was, but they posted a screenshot. It was a screenshot of. Well, that too, I did see that, but there was like a screenshot of some Joel Embiid articles from like his first couple years in the league. but it was like a few articles, and it was pretty much the exact same crap as Zion. Like they said Joel Embiid was over 300 pounds. He was skipping conditioning workouts. He wasn't hanging around a team. The same narratives that they put behind Zion, they had behind Joel Embiid. And we see that he went on to turn his thing into, he's an MVP caliber player, and he's comfortable in Philly. Comfortable. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he wants to be in Philly long term. So while it sucks in the short term for our fans, I don't think it's necessarily, time to kick in the towel. I see a lot of people trade Zion, and like in the heat of my anger, bro, I'm with them. I'll be like, man, fuck this. Just end my pain, get what you can get, and let's win some games. Cause like it's real painful losing, especially the way we do, which is what we can get into next. I guess that's a good transition into it. I do want to talk about the Grizzlies game, man. I'm gonna start with Dan. Dan, let me ask you this, because currently, as we recording this, Portland is beating the Grizzlies with Ja Morant. Let me just add that we played them with no Ja Morant. We had Tyus Jones drop a 30 ball on us.
27.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, if it wasn't, it was close. What do you
27.
think is the problem with this? Yeah. What do you think is the problem with this team? Because, like, I know it's so easy to just point to, like, the lazy take of, oh, we shooting. Devante Graham is in a shooting slump. Garrett Temple is playing too many minutes. Like, there's something that is really wrong with this team, because when I look at us on paper, I say, damn, this is one of the most talented teams we've ever had. And then they continue to play like a 11 seed, a team that can't even be in the top 10, which is bad, man. Like, what is your opinion? What do you think we're going wrong?
Well, I mean, honestly, I read on Philly to take, but like I said, man, like AD said, it's a make or miss lead. When you can't hit shots, it's hard to play defense. It's hard to get around screens. It's hard to fight through those screens in the pick and roll. Everything, man, everything trickles down. But I do think BI is taking a little bit of a backseat with the addition to CJ McCollum. I think that's hurting the offense as well. I think he's taking a backseat role. And this is BI's team. BI shouldn't be taking the backseat to CJ. BI should also, and CJ should be playing off each other. But I think BI, the natural, take the backseat, let somebody else get the bucket kind of guy. He's a team guy. But he needs to be the one initiating everything. And then CJ needs to be playing off him, because he's going to have a lot more room to work. And CJ is a shooter, so CJ needs to be playing off of him, and then the offense can go from there. But I just think it's just the camaraderie, it's just the third game. They did blow out Toronto. I think Toronto was blown out because of the size advantage we had with Jonas and Jackson. That was giving them fits. But I just think this team needs time, man. I mean, you implement a superstar. I said ball is ball, but when it comes down to simple hedging off of a screen and going under instead of going over and knowing where your help is going to be, that's going to take time by just playing with each other. And you, as long as they keep playing with each other and getting to know each other, I think it's going to come. But then again, man, I hate to say it, they can't guard anybody. Like, it's tough when you can't get no stops and you're not making shots.
Well, we knew that, man. Like, I think if you take out Herb, Josh Hart and Nickeil Alexander-Walker was our best defenders, like perimeter defenders. Like, when you take those two guys out, even just looking at it on paper, I knew that defense was going to be a problem. We was going to immediately turn into a team that would have to put up 115, 120 if we want to win against good teams. You know what I mean? Like, you have to play. And then even then, I feel it's just not hitting. Like, when we blew Toronto out, they just had a shitty first quarter. Like they didn't make anything in the first quarter, and it wasn't because of this great defense. They just was missing shots. You know what I mean? And then we gained the lead that was just too much for them to dig themselves out of. Like that win wasn't as impressive as the score looked to me. Like just watching that game. But Jerrette, I want to ask you because honestly, to me, if you just asking me, I think we're gonna have a tough time getting into the 10 seed. Portland is exceeding what I thought they was gonna do after the trades. Like I thought they were gonna immediately drop into this like tank mode, try to get a pick and then revamp in the offseason. That didn't happen. They winning. They look good. Anthony Simons is a beast. Josh Hart is not the same Josh Hart as in Nola. You know what I mean? Like, what will we have to do? Like, obviously, one, but what do you think we'd have to do in the offseason to be a real team? Like, be a team that's not fighting for the play-in.
First off, you need to get some knockdown shooters, right? So if Zion's coming back, supposedly, who's gonna be your floor spacers? You know, because like we saw last game against Memphis, when CJ McCollum had the ball and he was isoing, Brandon Clark left. I mean, just left Gary Clark by himself. Like they wasn't paying no attention to him, daring him to shoot. Right? We need people on the wings that can make the other team pay. We need to be able to knock down shots, and not just shots, open shots. You know, if you're wide open, you need to be able to hit it. We have a playmaking shot creator, Brandon Ingram. He can play make. He can assist the ball. He got a deadly mid range when he's on. We have a shot creator, a primary shot creator with CJ McCollum that can get any shot he wants. Right. So now all you got to do is just build around them and get knockdown shooters that can also play some defense. I say give Tony Snell a little bit more run. You know what I'm saying? Like he's shown that he can knock down a couple of shots when he's open. I think he's an above average defender. Put somebody out there with length, not just Herb, because Herb can't do it all. He can't defend everybody. And it shows when you have little as Devante Graham, when they put him in the pick and roll, he's out to play. Once they pick him, he's out. So now Jonas is just stuck in no man's land, just picking like, okay, do I defend, the guy with the ball, or do I sit back and play the center, whoever picked me? Because you can see it's definitely a problem. When Tyus Jones can drop 27 points and he's a bench point guard, come off the bench on strictly floaters and mid ranges.
He must have about 10 floaters, bro.
It's like there was no type of contest. It was open, and that's a problem. If they're getting easy looks like that, that's a problem. We need to be able to get somebody that can fight around screens and get back into position. Because it doesn't matter who center you have. Jackson Hayes can be it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar could be back there. It's still not gonna matter because he has two choices to pick. He can't defend two people. So they need length, they need size, 3-point shoot. That's what they need to do.
Well, this is my thing, and this lead me into the next, aspect I wanted to break down. And as always, my ad gonna be in the description. So if anybody, when we gonna have a discussion about Willie Green, how long it's gonna take? How long do we have to pretend because he came in and made guys want to play for him and people relate to him because he played on an NBA team? Like, how long will we overlook the negatives because of a positive? Because Willie Green has been atrocious in this past little home stretch. Like, yes. I did not envision the 6-game homestand to go the way it has. And a lot of it I can't blame on the players. Like, obviously there's a couple people that I can point fingers to, which I'm gonna get to that in a second. But adjustments have to be made, bro. When things aren't working, you can't keep doing the same shit, getting the same result, and then sit up in the post game faith in you guys. But you have a full roster, bro. You have a rookie like in this past game when you're getting out rebounded and nobody can make a bucket. It would be nice to have somebody with length. Oh, we got that. His name is Trey Murphy. It would be nice to have somebody that they won't disrespect, like Garrett Clark, who can knock down a three-pointer. Oh, we have that. His name is Trey Murphy. So I want to ask you, Dan, what do you think is his reasoning? Because like I listened to the Twitter Spaces, shout out Chris Connor, and people was making a lot of great points in there, man. They was basically saying that there's at some point, like I guess if there was something going on behind the curtains that we didn't know about, if this was some teaching Trey Murphy a lesson to build his professional character and whatnot, I'm cool for that. But at the end of the day, best position to win games. Now, if you had to defend Willie Green for anything, would you even be able to come up with something at this point? What would be your response?
My response, it got to be something personal. At this point, you can't sit here and tell me that Trey Murphy would be doing better than G-Temp, or at least attempting. Because right now, G-Temp is out there running up and down the court. He ain't playing no defense. He ain't hitting no shots. He not handling the ball. He just turning it over. Ain't getting scored on. I mean, Devante can't hit a shot and turn the ball over. Like the best thing Devante did in these past, 5 games, after he turned over the ball, he ran back on defense and took a charge. That's the best play from Devante Graham in both games. So you gotta draw the line eventually, man. Sometimes you gotta make the tough calls to coach. Now I think Willie is doing a phenomenal job. I love my coach, and I hope he's here for a long time. He's going through some growing pains right now, so he's trying. I'm not sure if he's trying to figure out how to let Tim down easy, but fuck all that, man. Like you need to put the best available players out there. And I'm sorry, I have a hard time believing that Garrett Temple is a better productive and Garrett Clark, who they signed off the street by, who they invested in nothing, by the way, is producing better than Trey Murphy on the court. I just have a hard time believing that.
And that's the issue with it. Now, I know you had said the reasoning was the only thing you could see is that it was something personal. Just to clarify, do you mean like a personal issue between Willie and Trey, or like something going on in his personal life?
No, I think maybe it's something dealing with Trey, as far as maybe he just not showing up on time for practice. Maybe it's something dealing with dad. Maybe he's just not, he's not ready to be a pro yet. It's something going on to where like Willie is forcing him to watch people that do everything right get on the court before him. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the people that's playing. Garrett Temple and Garrett Clark. You probably can't find 2 more professional people on our team than them 2. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but
I think he's teaching them a lesson. And I just don't agree that's a good time right now. It's not a good time to do that.
That's in the sense of carrying your demeanor as a professional. But if I'm sitting on the bench watching a nigga on the court, what Garrett Temple is doing is the exact opposite of what I would want Trey Murphy to learn. That's what you learn not to do. Whatever the fuck Garrett Temple is doing, don't do that. Do not do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. Like, I wouldn't care. Came to practice 30 minutes late, drunk off his ass. Like, even if that was the case, at some point, you address that situation separately. There's a way that you can go about that besides just making insane calls with your rotations. Like you said, bro, you invested nothing in Garrett Clark. You just found this nigga on a 10-day. Like, he is not he's not anything that you see for the team long term. Like, we're not thinking about what Gary Clark can be in 5 years. Trey Murphy is your first round pick. Like, get your head out your ass, dude. You have all the data you need to see. It's not a shooting slump. Like everybody keeps saying, this slump that Devante Graham in. I understand that shooters are streaky, bro. Like, I get that. But how long does your streak have to last before that's just who you are? Like, he's been bad for a long time. And I think kind of changed the perception of who he's been the entire season. He hasn't been great at any point of the season. He just hit, what, 2 really big shots? You hit 2 really big shots. I like it. I appreciate the shots. I appreciate the buzzer beater in OKC. We didn't have to go to OT where we notorious for losing. You know what I mean? Like, I respect that. But if you zoom out, take away the highs of emotions in that, and just look at his production over the course of the year, what does he give you besides shooting? And I've seen...
Well, Devante doesn't give you nothing but shooting. I mean, maybe a little bit of playmaking, but it ain't much.
No, not even that, dude.
Like, bro, if you only gonna give me 1 shot a game, put Jose in there that's gonna play defense. I guarantee you Tyus Jones wouldn't have dropped 27 on Jose head.
And that's my thing. I think it has to be just it can't just be Willie Green with these rotations, man. Something just seemed fishy, bro. Because they invested money in Devante. You know what I'm saying? Like $40 million. You think that Jose put out his mind right now? How the fuck Jose get 8 minutes last night, bro? Like, let's be honest. Like, how does Jose get 8 minutes? Ridiculous. It's unexcusable. Like, this is politics. Like, there's no way you can sit here and tell me, oh, Devante went 2 or 10 from the field again. Let me go ahead and just keep him in the game. Let me give me absolutely just be. Again, they were running away from this nigga, bro. Like, I've seen multiple times that they let Tay catch the ball in the wing, and they ran to the rim, bro. Like, what?
Bro, he had one where they kicked it out to him on the wing, and it was one of those, you know, when like
sidestep and took a gather dribble, and they still wasn't in his face.
Bro,
what kind of stuff is
exactly. All right, I'm so beat. You might as well just take that shot. I'm gonna stay here for the rebound. They looked at him squaring up the goal. He paused for a cool 2 seconds and still bricked it, bro. Like, bro, that's a practice shot.
And
that's something that you do in warm-ups.
Everything he's shooting is sharp, man. Like, is he hurt? If he hurt, he need to sit down. Everything.
If that's the case, there's really no reason for Willie to be doing
everything he's shooting is sharp. Like, he is hitting the front of the rim.
Bro,
like airballing.
Somebody made a good point that they think a lot of the reason is because when Willie Green was in the league, he was the Gary Clark ass nigga. He was the nigga who was on the fringe of being kicked off a roster and had to fight just to keep his career. You know what I mean? So I think he relates to those guys, and he looks at somebody like Devante going through a slump, and he like, dude, I'm going to let you. Ooh, it can be empowering for players, but you can also work through that shit with bench minutes. That's the part that escaped me. You can work through your slump off the bench. You can work through your slump on 15, 20 minutes instead of 35. You know what I mean? Like, especially when it's 35 minutes of nothing, bro.
I'm sorry. I know Najee a jack, but I'm playing Najee over Tampa right now, bro. I'm playing Najee over Garrett Clark. Like, I like Garrett. I think Garrett played decent defense. But, nah, they put Najee. I read the Najee. At least Najee can put the ball on the floor. I mean, he can shoot a little bit, but Najee gonna give you everything on defense. He ain't. The guy's gonna hustle, bro. Like, he gonna dive on the floor for loose balls. We need that kind of energy. We missing that Josh Hart energy. I think Najee can give us that extra energy off the bench that we need. Garrett Temple ain't gonna give it. GT ain't diving on the floor. He's 35. Garrett Clark, bless his soul, ain't diving on the floor, bro. Like he not. Like he ain't gonna get close enough
Garrett
to the
Clark
ball.
do hustle.
Yeah, he hustle.
That's
but I'm
one thing
saying,
I give
he
Garrett.
just
He
slow.
hustles.
He's slow.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Now
You know what I'm
that
saying?
he
But
not
like,
athletic at all. I never seen such an unathletic black dude.
Not gonna lie, like Najee probably should have been drafted. Najee is a sneaky athletic dude. Like Najee could run and jump and dunk, and he plays defense. He's steady improving his game. I think Najee can get you better on a bigger clip than Garrett. I think if Garrett played like 12 minutes, fuck, give the minutes to Najee, man. Give Najee them 12 minutes. Like,
At
just
least
see
try it out.
what is the least you could do? You just gonna let Garrett go 1 from 7 from 3? Like that's what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
A nigga that's not
is,
even making $1 million on the court?
I could see if there was like something in Garrett Temple, but bro, the bar is in hell. Like it's the bottom of the like these dudes are ass. Jerrette, I'm gonna ask you this. Do you see any scenario where Willie Green's job could be in jeopardy?
Not this year. They're gonna give him. They'll give him next year because he is a first-time head coach. He's still learning what it takes to be a head coach and how important rotations are. He's learning on the job, so they don't give him. They'll give him at least next year to get together.
Yeah.
This year is more of a growing pain because, let's face it. This year, Pell's not going nowhere far. The expectations is very low, so they're gonna use this season as like a growing pain type season. Him learning on the fly, him learning each and every game, making sure he improves. But next year, if Fat Boy comes back and everyone's still healthy, next year is going to be real deal. They're going to expect him to make sure those rotations are crisp, and you got contributors coming from off the bench also. So, answer your question. I think he's pretty safe for this season.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think a lot of that, and obviously I don't want to see him fired, but I think some of the shit that he does is so atrocious that if it happened, I wouldn't be shocked. You know what I mean? Like if this keeps up, because bro, it's only so long. Nah, I know, but I'm saying it's only so long. Like if I'm Griff.
And the only reason why SVG got fired because the players went to Griff and said, "Hey man, we're not playing for this motherfucker. We're not doing it. We're not playing for him."
Yeah.
That's the only reason why they let go SVG.
And I think that Willie Green is so superior in that area that he might be locked up for another 2-3 years before we can even talk.
Let's face it, they gave Alvin 3 years?
Believe that. Yeah.
Alvin was longer than 3. Alvin was 4, 5 years?
That was like 3-4 years, man.
I know he
Alvin
only lasted
15.
1 under Griff.
Hey, that's one under Griff. I think he's like 3-4 years, maybe 4 years.
I think Alvin came in 15. No, when did we make the playoffs? We made the playoffs with Monty, right? That was in 14, right? We made the playoffs with Monty Williams, then they let him go the year after. Yeah, we made the playoffs with Monty Williams
that's
year.
That's what
happened.
happened.
In 14, and then Alvin came in 15. Because that's when the Warriors won the championship, their first championship.
Yeah.
In 14. And then they hired Alvin the next year. Then Alvin went from 15 to 20. Or maybe 19. For 4 years.
Yeah.
And I don't even think Alvin deserved to be fired, man. I think they just quit on Alvin, man. I like Alvin. I just think Alvin needed a defensive coach. But them niggas didn't want to play no defense. I didn't mind Alvin.
Look at what Alvin doing, because I ain't gonna lie, when they fired Alvin, I was against the move big time. But then I look at what Alvin doing in Sacramento, and it's like that dude not a special coach. Like Willie Green has the potential to be a special.
Oh man, nobody don't want to play in Sacramento, man. That's not that's not Alvin's fault. Alvin just walked into a damn shit fire, bro.
Yeah. Well, that could play a lot to do with it. But before we get up out of here, man, I want to wrap up on our last topic. I'm gonna go to Jerrette first, man. On a positive note, what will we look like without CJ McCollum, man? Can you
Oh.
just talk about how good CJ
Sure.
McCollum is?
I'll tell you what, this guy is as advertised, bro. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't say we'd be bad because we would still have Josh Hart. So we was on a nice little streak before he traded for CJ McCollum. But these past few games, it's been the CJ McCollum show, baby. Let me just see. This guy's good. And I tell you, he's exactly what the Pelicans need. A shot creator that can get his own shot at will. That's exactly what he needs. And let's not mention, before they traded for CJ McCollum, Josh Hart led the team in and ones. He had 6, right? CJ McCollum had 5 or 4 and ones last game. And he's already the second like this, and he just got here last week. Yeah, what does that tell you about our shitty ass guards?
He's already tied with Downhill Kill.
Exactly.
Shout out to Downhill Kill, man. I wonder how you doing in Utah.
Shout out to Downhill Kill.
Oh, he riding that pine down there.
Downhill Kill is a good kill. Oh yeah, he riding that good old pine.
I seen he got like 7 minutes the other night. I checked the box score.
That was garbage.
Like what he did.
I had to cut him in my fantasy league, bro. Guy had 1 minute a night, a single minute, bro. Like damn, we gotta do my boy Kill, man. Go ahead and send him back, man. We'll trade. We'll go ahead and trade you off for Devante Graham. We'll trade back. Go to Devante, Utah. Take Kill back, man.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, that at this point, I mean, it might be a little premature, but I'll send Graham over there to take Kill back.
Can he do any worse? I mean, at least he'd give you the chance of scoring at the rim. Devante don't even try to go to the rim, bro. Unless it's wild.
That's one thing that I feel like his disgusting little step backs and everything he would do, it overshadowed the defensive effort he brought. Like Kill played defense. He might have not been, the top 10 defending guard, but he was very good defensively. Like he brought good energy. He played hard. He just was disgusting offensively, and we needed him offensively. But I had anything else y'all wanted to add?
Yeah, I wanted to let you know what I feel about CJ McCollum. This guy is.
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
This guy is USDA certified bucket getter. That guy is 100% bucket getter. That guy is a bucket maker, a big shot taker. He's a little off from 3 last night, but man, that guy from the mid range, bro. That guy is nice, bro. That guy, man. Just 2 mid-range specialists on the court. I just don't know how it work with BI because they both work in the mid-range. But, man, those guys, that CJ McCollum, bro, that guy's something special, bro. If we could just get a competent shooting guard on the side of CJ, we'll be okay.
You know what I like the most about CJ? He actually attacks the switch. Like, when there's a mismatch on him, I instantly say, oh, yeah, it's a bucket, baby. It's like, he's going to get a bucket and he's going to attack the mismatch. Like, when have you said that about any other person, any other player on the Pels? Like, B.I., even when he gets a mismatch, like, he's tentative. It's like, he settles too much. Like, there's time that he needs to go attack the rim. And he doesn't. He put up for a mid-range.
This is the thing that I noticed about CJ McCollum.
Damn good.
He's and I agree with everything you just said. The thing about CJ McCollum is he understands the inner workings of basketball. You know what I mean? Like he know if I do this and the defense react in this way, I need to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Whether that's him scoring, passing, he understands like he has high basketball IQ and real basketball IQ, not the shit we were saying about Garrett Temple, like actual basketball IQ. And that's what the Pels need more of, bro. Hate train, but especially when you run this little 0.5 offense where everything is free flowing with a bunch of low IQ players. Like you need people like CJ McCollum because of what you said. He knows, okay, I got this dude on me. I need to attack this switch. This is the best shot on the floor. This is what I need to do to give this team the best chance of scoring. He understands that. And we need like BI thing is, and it's not his fault. I saw him in a point of the game yesterday when he got elbowed to the face and still no call. The refs have defeated him for the year. Like BI gets 0 calls. BI is very good at attacking the basket. It's just why I attack the basket when you're gonna get tackled and they're not gonna call it. You know what I mean? And then they'll call touch fouls on the other end. You know what I mean?
And
On
look,
you.
man, I'm not the guy to gripe and boast about the calls and the refs and all that. But have mercy. Like this is really getting ridiculous, man. Like the calls, the ticky-tack fouls they call on Herb Jones. Like, I just don't get it. Like, B.I. can get slapped behind the head and they go say ball, but Herb Jones will move his feet and the dude will fall down and they'll call a foul. Like, they call like 3 fouls on JV blue ball fouls, and the guy just was falling down. Like, Steven Adams was just falling down. Like, what is like? Why are y'all calling these fouls? Like, I wouldn't be tripping if it would happen every 10 games, bro. It's happening every other game, bro. Like Jaren Jackson, bro. Like he was getting to the goal, like he was killing JV, yeah, bro. But man, he had like 5 and ones, bro, that he barely got touched, and they called and one fouls. Like, come on. I said, but BI can't get a call. This is sad. Like this is legit.
It's been like, and I agree that game right there was like one I've ever seen, bro. And I watch a lot of basketball even outside of Pels. Like I've been really active in watching the NBA this year. And it's a common theme. Like we're not the only team that's a victim of it. I ain't saying that. But that one was by far the worst. Like that I have never seen. It was some shit where I don't know if you remember. I think it was what's dude name? A light skinned dude with the dreads. She got the blonde dreads on the grid.
Brandon Clark.
He was Brandon Clark. He was taking the ball to the goal. He took like 3 steps, but he got tied up. And AD was like, that's something. They didn't call no whistle. He was like, all right, I understand if you don't want to call a charge, you don't want to call a foul, but that's something. That was not a basketball play right there. Like they just got tied up and was walking. The dude wasn't dribbling. He wasn't, but he took about 5 steps and it was like they met at the goal. You know what I mean? And it's like, that is something. You have to call something, but they don't want to give no call.
And let me say this, man. I just think if Devante Graham want to help this team and get out of shooting slump, he need to go off on a ref and pick up a tee and throw out the game, bro. Every team, bro. He needed Devante need to just go off, like throw his fucking headband, the ref, something to fire.
They gonna suspend his ass for that.
Take a little 3-game suspension, man, to fire your team up. Because goddamn, man, this is ridiculous, man. Like okay, I know Herb is a rookie, bro, but word getting around that Herb is locked up. Like stars are talking about it. Like Jimmy Butler and all these other great players, like, you know, making it say he's working hard for their buckets, like Herb Jones is great defensively. Like coaches are putting him in the game plan and say, okay, well look, we got to make sure we're running Herb off the screen. Make sure we're not just stagnant with Herb Jones because he's a great on-ball defender. Like, they are literally game planning for Herb on defense. It amazes me that he gets the most fouls on the team every game. Like, Herb got to sit down in the first quarter because he get like 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes. I'm like,
that's every game.
Every game. I was like, this is script? Like, are y'all dead ass calling a foul on Herb in the first minute of the game? Like, the game didn't even start yet. Then all of a sudden, we got to put Eric Clark in. We got to put GT in. Like,
that's when it go to shit.
Demoralizing, bro.
But this is my thing. And I think, and to anybody listening to this, if y'all want to call me a conspiracy theorist, go right ahead. I will wear that title all day. But I honestly believe that that's like a targeted attack. It's a targeted attack on Griff absolutely fumbling the Zion Williamson era thus far. Like, I could tell when we drafted Zion Williamson, Zion show, they put so much effort in making Zion like the dude that LeBron was passing the torch to, like he was the next face of the league and all this. And when you look at from the day we drafted him up until now, it has been a complete disaster. Like complete disaster. Like first 2 years he not healthy. The second year he's semi-healthy and we were supposed to make a run, but missed the play-in. Couldn't even get top 10 seed with Lonzo, BI, JJ Redick. Like we had a team, bro. People were talking about the Pelicans as if we was like the next team up. Griff has absolutely done a horrible job of putting together even a semi-competent team. I look at the Grizzlies, who started their rebuild the exact same time as us. They rebuild started at drafting Ja Morant. Mind you, Ja Morant was like light years ahead of us, bro. Light years. So I say all that to say, I feel like the league purposely does that kind of shit as like a FU to the Pelicans. We're gonna make life hard on y'all because y'all ruined the script we had. Because the NBA is still business, man. Like the fact that LeBron James is LeBron James and he does all the things that he does is for a reason. Like he's marketing the brand. You know what I mean? And they had that big picture set up for Zion. And I think the Herb Jones calls, the fact that BI can't get a call on offense, the fact that we get these grossly officiated games, I think that's purposely. Now, I know that's far out there. That's like a conspiracy theory, but I think that's on purpose. That's like a message to our team. Like, y'all made life hard on us. Opinion. You know what I mean? I really think that's the case.
A little far out, but I could see that kind of halfway being true. But I just say, like, it's not Griff's fault. He can't stay on the fucking floor. Like, he can't stay on the floor. Like, yeah, the team could have been built better and all that. But I hate to say it, LeBron went through that shit. LeBron didn't have a great team around him. You know what I'm saying? He took his
Yeah,
team
but
to the finals.
they won though.
That's what I'm saying. He can't. Zion is not on the court enough for them to win, and that's just being real. Like the only time he was healthy, everybody else was healthy, and then he had that even when he was healthy for what 70 games last year, he still missed the last 12. You know what I'm saying, for a damn finger injury. Like, it's one thing about
Well,
Bron,
but
man.
that was like the we already lost everything, so just sit out. They
But man, like I just think that
just
killed
throw
like
in the
all.
towel. Might as well see these other guys.
I just think that killed all momentum going to next year, bro. Like you want to go in there, go after teammates fighting, and then you build on next year. Like you missing the last 8 games of the year, bro, for nothing just because you want to rest. Like I just don't agree with that, man. Like you go out fighting with your team, and y'all go out fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know, bro. I'm sick of all these foul calls, bro. Like it's really disappointing. It's really hard to even watch the game sometimes. Like the tic tac fouls they call on the Pelicans. Like I've never seen so many, and we can't get a call like at all.
Yeah,
No.
that's the thing. Like if that's how you call in the game, yeah, it's annoying.
Don't
Yeah, it's
go with
not
it.
real basketball, but like AD say, man, all we ask for is consistency, bro. If you gonna blow the whistle for this little, I looked at a dude too long on one end, do the same thing on the other side.
Yeah, man, that dude called a tech on Jones because he looked at him too long.
I've been
Like,
like,
what
okay,
kind of
that
shit
wasn't
is
bad
that?
reference.
What kind of shit is that? How you call
Yeah.
a tech on a dude on Jones because he looked at you too long? Like, what is this? Is this
Yeah.
kindergarten? Like, we putting people in timeout or something? A grown ass man.
It's crazy, but I definitely do believe that what we seeing as a result of fumbling the Zion era so bad.
There'll come a time somebody gotta fucking lose it, bro. Where's DeMarcus Cousins when you need him, bro? Somebody gotta take a tech and get suspended for 2 games.
But that
and just
person
say,
has to
fuck
be
it,
Willie
bro.
Green.
Willie. It has to be Willie. Willie has to put his
Willie
foot
Green-
down and lose his shit and tell the refs they are
And,
fucking
and look,
team.
and if you don't want to do it during the game,
he's off.
fuck, man, take it in the press conference, bro. Take your little 25,000 fine, bro. Take the 25,000, bro.
At that point, it's already too late.
But at least say something. Like, he not even saying anything. Like,
I noticed this. I noticed it's a common theme where when players get a foul call, like when Herb get a whack ass call, he is making it an emphasis that they don't talk to the refs. Like he's like, don't say nothing. He don't want text. He just want niggas to run down and go play basketball. But what I've noticed is that allows refs to know, like, okay, I can just make lazy ass calls against these dudes and not have to worry about no pushback because nobody on this roster gonna say nothing. Like, yeah, they might come back on the other end and try to come with this little professional shit, asking me what I did wrong and try to explain why it was a bad call. But they ain't dealing with no boogie energy. That's what refs don't like. They don't like the boogie energy. They don't like you getting in their face, cursing. The shit Josh Hart would do. Josh Hart was the only one who did that no matter what. You know what I mean?
thanks.
And that's one of the things I miss about Josh Hart, man. He was a no bullshit. I am all about me. Like when we was 1-12, he was the dude in the press conference saying, I don't want to hear about this we a young team shit. We need to win. You know what I mean? Like cut all the excuses and all that other shit out. Cut it out. We need to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just that Lance Stevenson type that motherfucker is gonna just be like, nah, bro. Like, that's a bullshit ass call. I'm gonna let you know the bullshit ass call. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, I'm gonna let you know the fucking bullshit ass call you just called a while ago. Like a Pat Bev. I mean, if it gotta be Willie, I just don't think it's gonna happen. Willie too chill. But somebody gotta take a stand, bro. If it's gonna be Jonas, I don't give a damn if Jonas cussed him out in Serbian. We need somebody to get thrown out the game for a bullshit ass call. Like it's starting to get ridiculous. Like somebody gotta take a fall for the team and let them know that this shit ain't cool, man. Because the foul discrepancy, like these past 4, just in general, it's ridiculous. Like we not even averaging probably not even 15 free throws a game. And our opponents are averaging probably in the high 20s, 30s. Every game we play. And I don't know, bro. I just growing very frustrated by watching this shit.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, it is what it is. I'm already coming to grips that we ain't making the play in. I was at least like, we gonna make the play in and knock the Lakers out and get smoked in the first round. That was like my best case scenario, but it don't look like we're gonna get to see that. It don't look like we're gonna get to see Zion. I won't believe no positive stuff until I physically see Zion in a press conference saying I'm suiting up tomorrow. That'll be when I get excited. But all these little articles, man, cut it out.
I'll tell you what happened, Ron. After the All-Star break, Zion will go to the Mardi Gras parade on the 26th in New Orleans. He could drink him a half a pint of taco vodka and some king cake, and he could be at the press conference ready to go on Friday against the Phoenix Suns.
Come on.
Highly doubt it, man.
He gonna be ready to go, Jared. That's 2.5 weeks, bro. He can be ready to go, bro. His first game will be in Phoenix.
I hope you're right, but
that's only a week. The last game is tomorrow, and then they play next Friday.
Yeah, they play Friday on the 27th. Yeah, he'll be back, Jerry. He'll be back.
Oh, dude, he never even practiced not once.
We gonna get an update. Griffin gonna put a presser out the day of the All-Star game because all the media attention gonna be on the NBA. He gonna put a press conference out, and like Zion is back in New Orleans, back at the team facility, and the scans look great. He healed, and he'll be ready to go on Friday.
I think he back in New Orleans, man. Like, it's too many people reporting that he back. Too many people who are actually close to the team that's saying he back. I think he back. Griff just trying to do some bullshit like you talking about. He trying to make it. That was the update, man. We don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll keep an eye on it, man. We'll see how it goes. Facts. But yeah, man, y'all know what to do if y'all drop by this week, man. We definitely appreciate y'all for stopping by and kicking it, talking shit with us. But as usual, all the social media handles will be in the description. Y'all follow us, y'all give us some feedback, let us know how we did. If y'all like the takes, y'all rock with us. Let us know. If it's trash, we need to work on some stuff. We cool with knowing that too, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week.